Welcome to Fresh Convos, episode 4. Got my main man, Slimkat78. My best man, Slimkat78,
Man,
aka Aquaman.
yes.
Do people call you Aquaman anymore?
Nah, I don't let them do that.
All
I don't let them do that.
right. All right.
Only,
What's
only,
up, Jamal?
only the folks that used to know me from that.
Okay. All right. So let's get this going. You ready?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. All right. So where are you from?
I was born in a small town in Pennsylvania. It's actually called Washington, PA. But
Okay.
I don't really claim that. Like I moved here when I was almost 5 years old. My mom moved to DC. So
Mm-hmm.
shit, ever since I've been in the area. Like I've been in the DMV ever since. There were times where I lived in VA. There were times where I lived in Maryland, Maryland. But I was mainly in the DMV area, so I'm
Oh,
still,
okay.
yeah.
Word. What school did you graduate from?
I graduated from Duke Ellington.
Right.
Yes, yes, the great, great
And
Duke Ellington School of the Arts.
what
Yeah.
did you major in?
I mean, I wonder if a lot of people even know. A lot of people might not know this, but I majored in visual arts.
Visual arts. Look at
Yeah.
that.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, man.
Visual arts.
Name some of your classmates we may know.
Shit. There's so many folk, man. Off the break, our brother Philly, of course,
Rest in peace, my brother.
R.I.P. Um, uh, Kobe Kennedy, who's heavy into the art world. There's a lot of cats that's heavy into the art world. Nikisha Durrett, my man Kanan, he's in the art world. Hank Willis Thomas, who's heavy into the art world now. He has a group that he kind of researched, reformed called the Waterwigs, and my friend Ebony, she kind of put me up to it in terms of like adding to the music part of what's going on with the crew.
Right,
Hmm.
right.
Yeah,
Come
yeah.
on, there's more people that went to Duke with you. I know
Uh,
that much.
People, man, it's like DJ RBI. It's too many people to name. It's so many people. I can think of tons of folk. Yeah, yes.
Like 45, like
So I mean,
50% of the amphibians are from.
yeah, about man, from fucking, you know what I'm saying? So it's like you got Khalil Gill, you got
Hmm.
Huron Cabral, you got Scorpion. I don't even know if he goes by Scorpion. Rashad
Hmm.
from Cornell Westbury. You got Yazara, who's a
Hmm.
dope singer. She was doing background for Erykah Badu. Shortly after she left Duke,
Wow.
I mean, there's so many folk, man. Like, uh, so many folk came to Duke and just like, felt that vibe and ended up being creative folks.
A
Life
lot.
life for a lifetime. At this
Right,
point,
right.
creative for
A lot of creative people came from Duke Ellington. So it looked like crazy.
yeah, and
Um,
it happens.
right. What influenced you to
In
get
fact,
into music?
I was,
Well, what did you
oh, I was
say?
gonna say, matter of fact, my man Garrett Scheider, Gary Scheider, from Funkadelic, um, his son Garrett, he came out of Duke Ellington. He was part of a singing group. I didn't even know his dad was part of Funkadelic until
Oh
years. I mean,
man.
maybe like 10, 15 years after the fact. And we actually reconnected a couple years ago, and I started doing some mixing on his albums. I did some production with him as well. But yeah, shout out to that cat, man.
Oh,
He's
that's dope. That's really dope, man.
dope. He's
A lot
actually
of.
in the legacy. Yeah,
What influenced you to get into music?
yeah. what influenced me, my household pretty much influenced me. My mom, she used to listen to oldies but goodies, what we call oldies but goodies now, but like doo-wop music, 60s, shit like she used to put stuff on the record player. My stepdad was heavy into jazz. You know, I snuck up into his record collection. We got it cracking off from there.
That's what's up. Do you remember the first album you bought?
The first album.
The very first album, like
The
you
very
bought.
first album I bought, it was on cassette tape. I mean, it was on cassette tape. It was a little later on. And I mean, I was listening to hip hop beforehand. Like I was actually, like I had the chance to borrow stuff from people. Like, when I was in when I was young, there was stuff sitting around, like, but I would always listen to 1450. My first album that I did buy was Special Ed Legal.
Legal.
That was the first album I bought. Um, yeah, I know that. I probably still know that album in and out.
Wow.
Joint with You on a Mission.
Right.
I
That
know
was a
that album.
joint. Oh, you good?
My bad. Yeah, I'm good.
Oh, it's
Yeah, I
all
know
right.
that album in and out. Yeah. A
Okay.
lot of people quit and think I mess with special ed like that, but actually that's how I fell in love with production. Just listening to Howie
Like,
T. Howie T is a beast. He's a monster.
right.
Yeah.
What made you want to start making beats?
Um. Uh. Hip hop. Like really, what really got me into wanting to be serious about beat making was I met a cat in junior high school. His name was Javon, and he introduced me to his cousin, who is known now as Blackberry Jones. So we had a history back in junior high school, and he introduced me to his cousin. We were trying to figure, like, we found these samples that everybody was using. We was listening to records, and it was like, yo, such and such used this sample. We were trying to figure it out. We
Mm.
were trying to figure it out. So um, that's how we really got into it. Got into trying to figure out how these cats was making beats. And, we kind of dived into it together. Me and Blackberry, we dived into it together, like hardcore. And
Wow.
we taught each other certain things, like I used to take open tape decks and figure out how to like change the pitch, and like we would do pause mixtapes and stuff like that, but we would take it a step further and like have the joint connected. We had the turntable connected to the tape deck. We'll record, do the pause mix, but also we would be able to pitch tune the tape deck to actually match like a drum loop to whatever we were looping up as well. So man, it
Oh,
was a
that's
lot of like
crazy.
crazy sounds.
That's
Like
crazy, man.
it was a lot of crazy sounds. I forget a lot of some of the stuff that we were doing, but man, it was I mean I gotta give it to my man Blackberry, man. He was on some innovative shit. Like he um he was the cat who actually found a Gemini mixer with the sample start and stop sampling on it, and that was just our life after that. Like we just started getting into gear, you know, um,
That's dope.
and
What was
from
what was
there,
the first
that's
beat
one
machine you used?
the first beat machine.
Yeah.
The
What
first
was the first beat machine you used?
the first beat machine was the MS1. You know
Yes,
that
of course.
MS1. That's where it kind of like got to a point where um we were really diving into being creative on a sampling level, like taking drums apart, putting it back together, taking a kick here, snare there,
Mm-hmm.
and we would trigger it with a DR, so DR 550, DR 660, um, which was a Dr. Rhythm, we call it. We would MIDI that up to the MS1, and
How
that was
many MS1s did you use?
oh, it was at a point where I had two MS1s, one for the samples, and one for the drums.
Wow, fam. Not a
Yeah,
lot of people used MS1s.
rolling MS1. That's a vintage piece. Like yo, the ill shit is I seen my man DiBiase. He actually did some beats on it not too long ago, like maybe like a year ago.
Oh, brought it back. Wow.
Yeah, yeah.
And
He does beats on like vintage joints. Yeah.
mhm.
So yeah, man, I had to give him the story. That's the
so
story.
so what did you progress to from like between then the MS1s and
Um,
now?
okay, so after the MS1 situation, I took some time out. Like I took a few years out because we my daughter was born, and there was a few things happening, but um after that, um I became interested in the NPC, and my first machine after the MS1. I mean, my official machine where I could do everything on one machine was the NPC 2000 XL.
Wow.
That was it.
That's it.
It-
Dang.
uh,
Yeah, Phil mentioned that you didn't even use memory cards in your MS1s.
oh yeah, memory cards. So yeah, we would record on a 4 track, 4 track
Mhm.
cassette. Yeah, 4 track cassette. We used to have many discs, 4 tracks. We would save all our sounds on that. Yeah, man.
Dope, man.
Yeah.
So, what is chemistry?
Chemistry. Chemistry is pretty much, um, what we called it when me and Blackbird, when we had a group. You know, it was what it was. It was actually natural chemistry. We would just go to each other's crib, and at the end of the day, we would have something done. We would have a beat done, a song done, whatever. And it was just that. Like that was the daily move. Like when we lived around each other's way. And can you see me?
Yeah, I
Okay,
could
yeah,
see.
yeah. When we lived around each other's way, and yeah, and it ended up forming its own name and its own acronym. So
Break it down.
so KRS-One came in town one night, and and I just had to check him out. Like he was at 1450 AM, which was a radio station back in the day. Um, I had one of his 12-inch singles. We were in Adams Morgan in DC. I think he was at Club Heaven and Hell right before he walked in. I was like, "Yo, I need you to sign. I mean, can I get you to sign my 12-inch single of yours? Could you make it out to my group? I have a group called Chemistry." And he literally spelled it KHEM. He literally spelled it KHE mystery, and then gave it back to me, and I was just like, "Fuck."
Wow.
He gave my name, like shit. He gave us the spelling of our name after that because it was just like, I was like, "We're gonna keep this," you know.
Yo, that's a blessing,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, fact. We're gonna keep it, and we turned it into the acronym KHEM, which means Key Holders of Eternal Mystery. So yeah, that was some good days. Um,
Where did you meet Blackberry?
I met I got introduced. Like I was saying, I got
Yeah, yeah.
introduced cousin Javon. I mean, we stayed over by Eastern High School, which was over by State and Armory. Um, a lot of shit happened over around that way, man. Like I remember hearing a Jackson's concert over there, you know, at the State and Armory. And like I never got involved. The circus was over there.
Mm-hmm.
I was too young to even think about that stuff. I had brothers and sisters that were way older than me, but the sound of me even hearing music from a distance kind of intrigued me anyway. So
That's crazy, man.
yeah,
You're also an MC. Were you MCing prior being in the group?
MC. I really wouldn't call myself an MC because I don't have a history of. I don't actually have a history of being a long enough history of being an MC. I would say that I was a lyricist. Yeah, I was an MC for a short period of time, and
Come on, man! I have proof.
yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean,
You got a
man.
dope voice, man. I can just recall like doing songs and just being intrigued, like, wow, this dude makes beats and he rhymes like this. It's crazy. The same with Blackberry, because he
Yeah,
rhymes and
yeah.
does beats as well. That's
He's
dope.
the best beat makers I know, man. Like
Who
his
is,
sound
right?
level is like
Who is Aquaman? Where did you come up with Aquaman in your early days?
I was always intrigued by water, I guess. Like my mom used to work at the national. She used to work at NOAA, National Ocean Association Administration. Um, so I would always go to aquariums. Like I was just intrigued by water. That was just one of the things that I was intrigued by. So I just was like, well, let me just
Your
name
your
name
den
it.
was also called the aquarium.
Yeah,
Amazing.
yeah, yeah. My little studio
Your little studio.
in the basement was called the
Hmm.
aquarium.
Do you miss those days as being Aquaman?
Yeah, because I wasn't on some old adulting shit like I am now. Like I'm very well versed in now. So yeah, those were the days. We didn't have too much responsibility, but just being happy to create and do music and stuff like that. So yeah, man,
Hmm.
it was awesome.
That's
I
dope.
love it, and I wouldn't regret none of that.
Right,
I think we all can say that. You know,
bro. Um, you're a DJ. What music do you mostly play?
I play, I play everything. I play anything that I like. I play anything that I like. Like
Like,
a lot of times it's funky. A lot of times it has like some kind of funky edge to it, or some kind of like a layback, or some kind of interesting sound. Anything that catches my ear,
hmm,
melodically or rhythm wise. I like to share it with the world. If
right.
they have.
Where can people see you play or hear you play?
uh
Underwater.
yeah, people can hear me. I got a band camp. My band camp is my band camp is slimkat78.bandcamp.com.
Hmm.
Um
You playing with the
nice.
hmm.
Yeah, slimkat78.bandcamp.com. Um you could just hit me there, man. That's
Right.
it.
And sometimes you play on IG Live, right?
I'm on IG
Wow.
Live. I started doing that after, like, shortly after the quarantine. I did that because I was so heavy into doing live sound in the club scene. So I was doing live sound, and I would just be exposed to certain types of music. It got me interested. I was on my Spotify all the time. I was on SoundCloud, so I ended up discovering so much stuff. You know,
Hmm.
and it got me into getting back to DJ. So I was just like, after the quarantine, I was just like, let me just get on live real quick and just share some good stuff I think people haven't heard.
That's dope.
Help.
And you range from like a lot of like old school stuff to like new stuff, like brand new stuff. You know,
Yeah, yeah,
I love it
yeah,
by
yeah,
hearing you and stuff. All
yeah.
right.
So strange, man. Hmm.
So you have worked with the infamous YU and formed a group called the 1978ers.
Yeah, yeah.
What was the concept behind that project?
The concept was we um we started we started we became roommates for a while, and we were roommates for a long time. So we um we started accumulating a lot of songs. Like I remember when YU he came up on a couple of hard times, and when I had my apartment, he stayed um he stayed with me for a while. I let him just kick it, for a while. I didn't want him out in the streets. I didn't want him out in the streets. So we ended up just kind of like building with each other. We got to a point where we just started, collectively completing songs. I mean,
Okay.
it was just because we were creative and we were around each other mostly, but we both found out that we were born in 1978. Obviously, the reason why we call ourselves the 1978
Okay,
group,
that's
and
dope.
also, he was he after that he was involved in the Diamond District Group, and around that time, and this is around the Rule 4080 days,
Yeah, yeah.
I would
New York,
travel,
John.
apparently come visit you, and I wanted to help promote what we wanted to put out. Like while you wanted to put out the Before Taxes, he was just gonna put it out for free. I wanted to help promote, help use my avenues, my connections with you, and Rule 4080. Thus, I'm going up there, passing out these Before Taxes EPs to at Fat Beats to people so they can peep it. And
You guys were
I had,
on a label, right?
you know, hmm?
You guys were with a label,
Yeah, yeah, Mellow Music Group.
Mellow
Yep,
Music Group.
Mellow
Okay.
Group was pretty much what Diamond District, label Diamond District was on. It was also an imprint with Odyssey
Hmm.
Music. So it was a good look through Odyssey. That we were able to, um, have some placements, and see what it was like on an independent level putting out projects.
So you produced basically, well, obviously you produced all of the 1978ers and then his
Yeah,
solo joint, right?
yeah, yeah. We kind of split it up, sort of half and half a little bit. Odyssey had a hand in production. I had maybe about four joints on Before Taxes. I had maybe about three joints on the Earn album, and we both had the responsibility of making sure the album was the segues of the songs, the structure of the albums were decent.
That's
So we
what's
kind
up.
of built on that a lot.
So they were both basically pressed on vinyl and CD mostly,
Yeah,
right?
all that on vinyl.
That's
Hmm.
what's up. That's what's up. So when did you become Slimkat78?
Uh, I'm trying to. I'm trying to figure that one out. I feel like it ended up happening because um I just wanted a new way to. I wanted to be known for production
Okay.
and just production. You know, people heard me rhyme and stuff like that as Aquaman, but I wanted to just have an alias for just production.
For just
Um,
production.
the name is interesting because you would think, oh, Slim Cat, you know, Slim Cat is a slim guy who's, you know, blah. But around that time when that name ended up forming, I started listening to tons of jazz. I started listening to jazz, and back in the day, you know, like in the hood, you know, folks like us black folk used to, you know, in DC in general used to be like, hey Slim, hey Slim. So it was just like Slim, the and in the jazz world, you know, people used to call each other, oh, that's the cat right there. You know,
Yeah, that's that cat. That Slim
that's the
Cat.
cat. All the cats are out. You know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
I kind of tied those names together. Just it was about to be Slim the Cat 78, but it was. I felt like it was too much
Okay.
on the Slim Cat 78. And I was
That's
just like, I'll just go with that. You know,
that's so.
put it for a while.
Okay, so how were you involved with the Amphbns collective?
Of course, naturally, um, you know, out of high school when I was doing these pause button mixtapes, you know, I wanted to display my talent of finding loops. So I would bring these pause button mixtapes to Duke Ellington when I was in high school, who I would find a Philly, I would
Mm-hmm.
find a DJ RBI, I would find a Khalil, I would find a, you know, these cats that would rhyme, and I'm just like, hey, check this, you know, check this shit out. You know, I got these joints, I got these loops I did on the tape, and we would just have these ciphers, man. We stayed doing these ciphers, and at lunchtime, we would just do these ciphers. We had the tape deck, we had the boom box,
Mm-hmm.
beats in there, and cats was just rhyme to them, man.
Yeah,
It
I
was
was like wondering where my brother got these like tapes because they
that
were
was it.
full of your beats.
That was it,
They were all your beats, and he would not stop rhyming. Like,
and that was it. That was like that was it. Like that's all we did the whole time. That's
mm-hmm.
all we did the whole time, man.
What does U Street mean to you?
U Street, man. U Street is U Street is U Street is a dope time. We after high school, I know we used to do a lot of hanging out. You know, we ended up popping up to an open mic that Tony Lightfoot used to put on back in the day called "It's Your Mug." She
Yeah.
allowed us to express ourselves in terms of rhyming and just throwing on music. You know what I mean? It was just dope, like, you know. And then after that, we didn't have nowhere else to go. We were on the street. We were in Georgetown. We were on U Street. You know, but we did find a home with Freestyle Union, which was dope. And we had a place.
Word.
We had a venue to go to kind of express ourselves.
Yes. Big up to Tony Blackman.
No doubt. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Put us all together.
So it was the beats, it was the freestyling, and it was, you know, we did that until we ended up having these studio sessions, forming songs.
Mm-hmm. What was your experience with the Lifeline in Nyala?
Um,
By the way, Nyala was off U Street, right? It
Nyala,
was like,
yeah.
yeah.
Was also it used to be the Retox, I believe, back in the day.
Mm.
Um, man, shit. I mean, to be honest with you, that was probably the first place I performed in before the Amphibian open mic thing that we used to
Right.
do the early stages of the Lifeline. Yes, before it was even called the Lifeline.
Yep.
Um, it was dope, man. It was like, you know, Nyala is historic for us. It's historic for me because that was the first time anybody heard me rap in public. So
True. That is true. Also, you played with Blackberry and Trevor.
yeah,
That
yeah.
was a
So
big. That was like a big part of it, like live beats. Like no
yeah,
one had that. No other. No other like open mic had
it
that.
doesn't
In
still doesn't happen. Still doesn't happen like that. Like, like how we used to do that. When we did, when we were in the early stages of Lifeline, we literally, we were taking our turntables up there, sampling on the spot. We had our drum sounds in there, but we were actually taking turntables. We would take records and just be like, "Fuck it, we just going to take whatever we can, whatever sound."
it was
And
all. What he's saying, it was all improvised. It was
all
all made up on the spot.
props, and we would just come up with some chops, man, and the cats would just go in on freestyle.
Right.
So
And
it was
Chitungo mentioned that Nyala was an Ethiopian restaurant, but it didn't seem like a restaurant to me. But but it was dope of what we made it. You know what I mean?
probably on the bottom of it, so we had to go up. We had to go up top
Right, right,
to
right. Yeah, yeah. It was a restaurant on the bottom. Yeah, I remember, and it was whatever on top. But I'm just realizing, like, wow, like, just the memories of that place of what we have created, and using all our talents in one place. We got to learn how to host. We practice our songs that we did. I mean, it was really dope. It
yeah,
was it was like a performance space.
yes,
Word,
indeed. It was
word. How would you describe your sound?
my sound. My sound is a collage of all my influences. That's
Okay.
my and then my distinctive sound would be drum, drum cadence, drum preciseness. You know,
Hmm.
that's what I'm heavy into. I'm heavy into finding breaks no one's used, or I'm heavy into chopping up breaks the way nobody has chopped it up. So um,
That's great. I mean,
it's a
you worked on production for different people: Musina, Eric Roberson, Drew
mhm.
Kidd. Can you explain that? Like, what kind of genre do you think people would look for when they look for your music? Because of that range of different artists, sounds.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I mean, everything for me is based or is rooted in hip hop. So
Hmm.
um, anything that has a hip hop feel or anything that sounds like wherever hip hop gets their feel from is where my sound is rooted in. So, if anybody looks for anything, they would look for something that's rooted in,
That's
you know,
right.
yeah.
Who else have you worked with? You know, can you recall any of the other artists you have worked with?
Besides, we are, who I mentioned already. I work with um, this cat Elias from Morgan. I've actually worked with Pike, who was on High Farley's album. Um, I
Okay.
work I work with Bahamadia. Actually, I work with Bahamadia. A lot of people don't know.
With Shamir said that you worked with Smooth.
I've worked with Dot Smooth. Yes, actually, that was one of placements I've gotten. I had to reclaim that placement. But it ended up being a placement after a while with him. I worked with John Robinson. Actually, John Robinson, um, aka Lil Side,
Little
that
Sign.
was that was one of my that was actually my first official placement. Like, we worked it out. I had credits. I had, you know, um, I had my publishing. All that stuff was all legit through that placement when he put that project out. Um,
That's what's up.
yeah,
Big
I've
up to
worked with
John
phenomenal.
Robinson. We have
Big up.
history with
Yeah,
John Robinson. Like, we met him. We actually met him in Jersey, right? With the Unkenees. He was part of the
yeah,
Unkenees, a group out of
yeah,
Jersey with Yazid, Quest, Destiny.
yeah.
Cats were like our cousins.
Yeah.
That's what's up, man. Yeah, so that
I'm
question was like,
Ali.
which what artists that you've worked with? Like, it's a variety of different sounds,
So
hip
many.
hop, soul, new soul. Like, I don't want to break down things to, like, categories, but yeah, you got a pretty good amount of different different sounds. So
Yeah.
that's why I was asking, how would you like, how would you define your sound if someone asked you, like, yo, what is that Slimkat78? It's like, you know,
It's mad influences. Like everything, all of the music knowledge I've gained is just my sound.
right,
you know.
right,
Yes, sir.
dope. What new music do you listen to?
New music. I've been
Yeah.
rocking with um right now, like the freshest music that I off some fresh. I was rocking with Bilal the last 3 days. It was Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or Saturday, Sunday, Monday. He did
Mm-hmm.
him and this company called Hybrid Music. They did a EP, and they actually documented everything, like live stream,
On
the audio
Facebook.
set.
On
They
Facebook,
did it
right?
on Facebook. They did it on YouTube. They live streamed the whole session on YouTube. They had all of these musicians, like all of these dope ass musicians. Like these musicians are like you could tell these cats study hip hop. Like they were like Dilla influence, Madlib influence, like just good hip hop influence cats, and also had that training in jazz, had that training in soul music. You know, they grew. You could tell they grew up on listening to D'Angelo, Soul Aquarian, and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
And they kind of, and so these musicians, man, Bilal had on this stream.
Oh, that's
Awesome,
nuts, man.
awesome. So
So,
I listened to that, this past weekend. I've been heavy into. It's funny. I've been fucking with Brandy. Brandy's new album is dope. It's very experimental. Um, I listen to this cat Maxwell. I mean, it's a whole bunch of people I listen to. I listen to
mm-hmm.
old stuff too. I actually started getting into Gary Burton, which is he's a vibraphone player. He's pretty dope.
That's awesome. Any
Man.
local
It's so,
artists? Do
local artists that I like that I
Yeah,
listen to.
that you listen to.
I listen to everybody. EXO put out an album. I listen to Priest put out an album recently. The joints is rocking.
Mm.
Um, I listened to actually Prowess is on here. She's a dope MC. I'm looking forward to hearing new stuff from her. But I actually ended up going back through her catalog of
Mm-hmm.
music, and it just clarified that she's one of the dopest MCs in the area. You know what I mean? So
That's dope. That's real dope.
uh,
Definitely check out her as well.
yeah.
Outside of music,
Kev Brown,
oh, Kev
anybody,
Brown, yeah,
just
definitely
Kev
low budget.
Brown, you
Come on,
know.
fam.
Uh,
There's a lot of talented, very talented artists in DC, and I
it's a
wish.
lot of new. I mean, I can give you some names of some new cats, man. It's a cat that opened up for Rock Marciano. Actually, I'm forgetting his name. God, but he's dope. He's dope. I think they got a label called Sharp Records or something like that. Mm-hmm.
That's what's up.
There's a female MC. Her name, I forget her name. She's dope. Odd Mojo, that's her name. Odd Mojo, she's dope. She's new.
Okay.
Jenna Camille, she's dope. She's like Jenna Camille. Her uncle is a cat that I used to go to. Yeah, Uncle John. SP. Phil got it. Phil got it.
What up, Phil?
Uncle John is dope. Yeah. Black folk don't swim. I mean, I was doing a few things at this club, Soto, that closed down recently, and I was just ready to kind of get these cats involved into a platform where we could pay them and stuff like that. So,
that's dope. So,
but it was so many people that I ended up listening to their stuff. Like, there's so much dope local talent. It's ridiculous.
You also do research on like online, right, for local artists as well. Well, since the pandemic.
Yeah, I meet a lot of people.
Yeah. That's what's up.
Yeah. Juma, he was saying Kism. Kism is a dope beat maker. Breath Katrina. It's so many people in the area. It's ridiculous, man.
Like young cats.
A lot of young cats too.
Yeah.
My man, I mentor a couple of cats. This dude Steven. My man Yanamra. Yeah, man. I mentor a couple of these cats.
That's what's up. Outside of music, I heard you made ties.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that. This guy make bow ties and ties.
I got like a lot of cats who knew me back in the day. I got into I've been sewing shit for a while. I ended up sewing a scarf and hat for one of my friends back in the day. And that shit, I guess that shit just never left me. Like, it's kind of like in my family. My cousin sews. She's like a prom dress. Like, everybody comes to her to get their prom dresses done, you know. So I learned a lot from
you had a name for the company?
Oh, the name of the company for my ties, yes. It's called NUWEARS, and it's on IG. It's NU. It's new spelling, the spelling it out, NU. So NUWEARS. NU wears. You know, I got bow ties. I got ties.
Yeah. So people can order it on IG.
Yeah, they can peep that.
That's what's up. Very colorful ties, y'all. You should check it out.
Yeah,
it's dope on beats and dope on ties. Make you look fly and stuff like that.
Yeah.
What's the concept behind Beatstrumentals? You have 2 Beatstrumental albums, Volume 1 and Volume 2.
Yeah. It's crazy because I did not do promotion for the Beatstrumentals. I just wanted to put it out there just to kind of like have it floating. If anybody's seen my promotion, I just promoted myself. But Beatstrumentals was just a collection of beats that I had that nobody used, nobody crafted any songs to them. So I wanted to kind of get those beats out, just so people can listen to the sound as it grows. And so I feel like I'm going to be doing volumes of those as my production changes. And so those instrumentals, those beats are like 10, some almost 15 years old. But I wanted to start the volume. I figured it was time to start the volume of beats.
Right. Where can
And
people hear and purchase the album?
all that stuff is available at Slimkat78.bandcamp.com. All of that stuff is there. And they could check, everything is on, the Beatstrumental series is all on, it's all on Spotify. It's on every streaming platform. You can check it out there. All you have to do is just type in Slimkat78. You'll see my profile pop up.
There you go.
Listen to it. Yeah, actually,
y'all gotta listen to that now. Check it out after the interview.
Tapes, I put out one of my first beat tapes. It's called Sound Freakers. So it's a volume 1 of the Sound Freakers. That's on Spotify as well. I just wanted to put that out just to kind of get people familiar with what's going on with my production. So,
yeah. What is Rhythmlingomusic?
Rhythmlingomusic. So Rhythmlingo is my publishing. So everything that I have in terms of me getting credit will come through Rhythmlingo. And Rhythmlingo was something that I don't know how I came up with that, but it was just something that stuck, that name just stuck with me. And also I had to make sure I had something to a different name to count for my publishing, something I can put up under an umbrella of other things as well.
So basically that's the name you're going to be using for your future projects.
And also up under that umbrella I have it's attached, but it's separate as well. But I do have a used record venture. Like I sell used records. I do function under Rhythmlingo Records. So Rhythmlingo Records is just me being active, aside from my production, my own creativity.
So he sells records. So everyone check that out.
Yeah, check out Rhythmlingo Records at Rhythmlingo Records everywhere. And if there's any vinyl records you're looking for, check me out there, man. I got, I've been collecting ever since I was 10 years old. Actually, since I was 10 years old, I've been collecting. I've been getting stuff from my aunts and uncles' basement since 10 years old. So, yeah.
So, if you can't go to a record store, go over there. Go over there, y'all. What is Beats After Brunch?
Beats After Brunch was a platform. It started from my man Gadget, who has Scratch Magazine TV. He has that established now. And he goes by Digital Hustle Films. We had a block party in Brooklyn, Catholic University area in DC, and that block party was so successful. We had so many producers come out just to display their talent that everybody started asking us. Like, people hit me up like, "Yo, when y'all gonna do something else? Are y'all gonna do another block party? Like, are y'all gonna do another producer showcase somewhere else?" And we ended up landing a slot on a Sunday, and so we called it Beats After Brunch because it was after brunch hours, where people go out to brunch on a Sunday. So after those hours, we would start our event. And it was mainly a producer showcase. We would handpick producers and actually let them know, like, "Yo, your shit is dope. We need you on this platform because we want people to hear your music." You know what I'm saying? So want people to hear your beats. Like we had a good run, man, but you know the COVID happened and shut it down, shut it down. So
Do you think you'll
we had
start it
lost.
up if magic happens? And
Yeah, yeah, we might do. You know, we had Kev Brown hosted that joint, man.
mhm.
So we might do something else. We might start up digitally. You know, you never know.
Yeah, yeah,
But um but along the lines of that, there's also a platform on YouTube that's doing Fridays. They'll do Friday nights, and it's a producer showcase. They're about to have T3 on there this Friday. It's called Battle Ave. So whoever's on the live now listening, look up Battle Ave on YouTube. It starts Fridays at 10. It's a dope producers showcase. I'm gonna be on there. I might be playing beats. I might not be playing beats. But it's dope. It's called The Session In.
the session in.
Um, yeah, it's called The Session In. It's by my man Slop Funk Dust.
Okay.
And yeah, I advise like all of the MCs who are looking for beats or looking to you know network with producers.
Right.
They probably want to go there. They
That's a
probably
good
want to
end.
go.
That's dope. That's dope. That's real dope. Check out Slimkat78 this Friday on Battle Ave. And you said Bot 10 will be there? Oh, who's gonna be there? Bot 10?
All right, 510.
Huh?
T3 is
T
T3 is gonna be there.
T3, yeah. You said Bot 10. I'm like, where he's gonna be there?
No, 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 no.
Anyway, rest in peace, Bot 10, you know. Dylan,
Yeah.
everybody. All right, so what would you pass on to like future producers? Like, you know, producers that want to do what you do.
Um.
The youngins.
First of all, the youngest, yeah. First of all, just make sure you have the rights to everything that you create. Make sure you have publishing to everything that you know have your placement, have uh, your material published, have your material copywritten at some point, and
Okay. Just
make sure you know make sure you have your publishing before you do anything. Just own your rights to everything that you do. That's it.
so just get
You
your
know.
business straight before, you
Yeah,
know.
just keep your business. Just make sure your business is straight. Make sure you're getting your just due with whatever you create. But the main thing I do when I talk to the cast that I mentor, I'm just like, yo, get your publishing. If you
Hmm.
know, even if you don't know how to do it, just ask your parents to kind of walk you through some things. You know, whatever you can't make sense of. You know, just have some elders help you make sense of it, and
Word.
that's it.
Tell the people where they can find your music again, Slimkat.
Yeah, you can just look up, you can Google Slimkat78. You could go on Spotify, Tidal, Apple Music, and just type in Slimkat78. Um, and you'll find me. It's Slimkat, it's cat with the K.
Yeah,
And
it's Cat with a K.
you can find me anywhere, man. Like I'm on Bandcamp,
Hmm.
you know, and yeah,
That's
man.
what's up, man. Well, like, yo, we almost. It's a great interview, man. Sorry for the little what you call it, the little get up earlier, but it's all good.
Yeah, no,
Um,
yeah.
yeah. So this man get his ties. If not, buy records. If not,
Stream
get
it.
some
If you
beats. Stream some beats.
if you can't pay for anything, just stream the music. You know what I mean? Just stream the music, listen to it. You know, it's mad instrumentals. I definitely can account for streaming my instrumentals. Like you know,
Right.
the instrumentals. You know that that publishing, that royalty goes straight. straight to the artists.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
I
So
mean,
yeah,
there's more to come. This guy is Slimkat is responsible for the Fresh Convos theme music.
no doubt
You
we're gonna have
know,
something different.
some different next
Yeah.
season. And all right, so that's pretty much it. Say what's up to the people. We have like a minute left.
Yeah.
Word
Yo,
up.
it was real, man. I appreciate this, and you know, hopefully we can raise the consciousness of how the history of the amphibians is tied to all of this, you know. And
Definitely.
you know, and
De-
yo, want to
definitely.
give a shout out to Philly, R.I.P. Philly,
Yeah.
and yeah, we're gonna keep this amphibians thing going.
Word.
Sure.
No doubt. Yo, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, Slimkat. And like I said, check out his music, check out his ties,
Grace,
check out the
Summer Grace.
records.
Yeah,
My mom's in the place.
yeah.
Check out Fresh Convos Wednesday. Our next guest, surprise guest, will be the infamous Seed Popular. So check that out. That'll be interesting.
No doubt.
And hit up my man
Three,
Slimkat. You know,
Mookie.
my sister's in the
Yeah,
house. All
I'll
right,
say hi
y'all.
to her.
Peace.
Seventy-eight.